Section 29 of The Art of Cookery Made Plain and Easy by Hannah Glasse. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Chapter 12 of HogsPuddings, Sausages, etc. To make almond HogsPuddings. Take 2 pounds of beef suet or marrow, shred very small, 1.5 pounds of almonds, blanched and beat very fine with rosewater, 1 pound of grated bread, 1.25 pounds of fine sugar, a little salt, 1/2 ounce of mace, nutmeg and cinnamon together, 12 yolks of eggs, 4 whites, a pint of sack, 1.5 pints of thick cream, some rose or orange flower water. Boil the cream, tie the saffron in a bag, and dip in the cream to colour it. First beat your eggs very well. Then stir in your almonds, then the spice, the salt and suet, and mix all your ingredients together. Fill your guts but half full. Put some bits of citron in the guts as you fill them. Tie them up and boil them 1/4 hour. Another way. Take 1 pound of beef marrow chopped fine, 1/2 pound of sweet almonds blanched and beat fine with a little orange flower or rosewater, 1/2 pound of white bread grated fine, 1/2 pound of currants clean washed and picked, 1/4 pound of fine sugar, 1/4 ounce of mace, nutmeg and cinnamon together, of each an equal quantity, and 1/2 pint of sack. Mix all well together with 1/2 pint of good cream and the yolks of 4 eggs. Fill your guts half full, tie them up and boil them 1/4 hour, and prick them as they boil to keep the guts from breaking. You may leave out the currants for change, but then you must add 1/4 pound more of sugar. A third way. 1/2 pint of cream, 1/4 pound of sugar, 1/4 pound of currants, the crumb of a halfpenny roll grated fine, 6 large pippins pared and chopped fine, a gill of sack, or 2 spoonfuls of rosewater, 6 bitter almonds blanched and beat fine, the yolks of 2 eggs and 1 white beat fine. Mix all together, fill the guts better than half full, and boil them 1/4 hour. To make HogsPuddings with currants. Take 3 pounds of grated bread to 4 pounds of beef suet finely shred, 2 pounds of currants clean picked and washed, cloves, mace and cinnamon, of each 1/4 ounce finely beaten, a little salt, 1.5 pounds of sugar, a pint of sack, a quart of cream, a little rosewater, 20 eggs well beaten, but half the whites. Mix all these well together, fill the guts half full, boil them a little, and prick them as they boil to keep them from breaking the guts. Take them up upon clean cloths, then lay them on your dish, or when you use them, boil them a few minutes, or eat them cold. To make black puddings. First, before you kill your hog, get a peck of gruts, boil them 1/2 hour in water, then drain them and put them into a clean tub or large pan. Then kill your hog and save 2 quarts of the blood of the hog, and keep stirring it till the blood is quite cold. Then mix it with your gruts and stir them well together. Season with a large spoonful of salt, 1/4 ounce of cloves, mace and nutmeg together, an equal quantity of each. Dry it, beat it well, and mix in. Take a little winter savoury, sweet marjoram and thyme, pennyroyal stripped of the stalks and chopped very fine. Just enough to season them, and to give them a flavour, but no more. The next day, take the leaf of the hog and cut into dice, scrape and wash the guts very clean, then tie one end and begin to fill them. Mix in the fat as you fill them. Be sure put in a good deal of fat. Fill the skins 3 parts full. Tie the other end and make your puddings what length you please. Prick them with a pin and put them in a kettle of boiling water. Boil them very softly an hour, then take them out, and lay them on clean straw. In Scotland they make a pudding with the blood of a goose. Chop off the head and save the blood. Stir it till it is cold. Then mix it with gruts, spice, salt and sweet herbs according to their fancy, and some beef suet chopped. Take the skin off the neck, then pull out the windpipe and fat. Fill the skin, tie it at both ends, so make a pie of the giblets and lay the pudding in the middle. Or you may leave the gruts out if you please. Saveloys. Take 6 pounds of young pork, free it from bone and skin, and salt it with 1 ounce of saltpetre and a pound of common salt for 2 days. Chop it very fine. Put in 3 teaspoonfuls of pepper, 12 sage leaves chopped fine, and a pound of grated bread. Mix it well and fill the guts and bake them half an hour in a slack oven, and eat either hot or cold. To make fine sausages. You must take 6 pounds of good pork, free from skin, gristles and fat, cut it very small and beat it in a mortar till it is very fine. Then shred 6 pounds of beef suet very fine and free from all skin. Shred it as fine as possible. Even take a good deal of sage, wash it very clean, pick off the leaves and shred it very fine. Spread your meat on a clean dresser or table. Then shake the sage all over, about 3 large spoonfuls. Shred the thin rind of a middling lemon very fine and throw over, with as many sweet herbs, when shred fine, as will fill a large spoon. Grate 2 nutmegs over. Throw over 2 teaspoonfuls of pepper, a large spoonful of salt. Then throw over the suet and mix it all well together. Put it down close in a pot. When you use them, roll them up with as much egg as will make them roll smooth. Make them the size of a sausage and fry them in butter or good dripping. Be sure it be hot before you put them in, and keep rolling them about. When they are thorough hot and of a fine light brown, they are enough. You may chop this meat very fine if you do not like it beat. Veal eats well done thus, or veal and pork together. You may clean some guts and fill them. To make common sausages. Take 3 pounds of nice pork, fat and lean together, without skin or gristles. Chop it as fine as possible. Season it with a teaspoonful of beaten pepper and 2 of salt, some sage shred fine, about 3 teaspoonfuls. Mix it well together. Have the guts very nicely cleaned and fill them, or put them down in a pot. So roll them of what size you please and fry them. Beef makes very good sausages. Oxford sausages. Take a pound of lean veal, a pound of young pork, fat and lean, free from skin and gristle, a pound of beef suet chopped all fine together. Put in half a pound of grated bread, half the peel of a lemon shred fine, a nutmeg grated, 6 sage leaves washed and chopped very fine, a teaspoonful of pepper, and 2 of salt, some thyme, savoury, and marjoram shred fine. Mix it all well together and put it close down in a pan when you use it. Roll it out the size of a common sausage and fry them in fresh butter of a fine brown, or broil them over a clear fire and send them to table as hot as possible. To make Bologna sausages. Take a pound of bacon, fat and lean together, a pound of beef, a pound of veal, a pound of pork, a pound of beef suet, cut them small and chop them fine. Take a small handful of sage, pick off the leaves, chop it fine with a few sweet herbs. Season pretty high with pepper and salt. You must have a large gut and fill it, then set on a saucepan of water. When it boils, put it in, and prick the gut for fear of bursting. Boil it softly an hour, then lay it on clean straw to dry. End of section 29.